Now coming to the OmniScript part. So as we have already told like that there is a OmniScript, FlexCard, integration procedure, DataMapper. So first part we are going to discuss what is the OmniScript. Okay. So OmniScript is a, we can say like that, it is a declarative tool. I will show you on the UI how it will look like. So it will be more clear. Suppose that if you want to create one OmniScript, okay, I'm just giving the name. So basically in the Salesforce, if you are giving the name, then we will treating it as a unique identifier, correct? But here this name is not the unique identifier. You can give any name it here. Like I'm giving the now type I'm giving. Suppose that I'm working in the servicing team. So I'm giving servicing and subtype I'm giving the contact. I'm going to why I'm creating this OmniScript. I need to display the contact details on the basis of the particular email ID. Okay. So for which team I'm going to create this OmniScript? I'm going to create with this servicing and the subtype is contact. You can give any type, means this is your project standard or industry specification. Okay. And combination of these three like language, type and subtypes. Combination of these three is the unique identifier, not the name. Okay, name is not the unique identifier. Okay, you can create with Omni demo session more than two OmniScript, more than one OmniScript, sorry. Okay, but with this combination, you can create only one. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so suppose that I'm copying this, I'm creating now, okay? So this OmniScript is getting created. Okay. Now, if you go to the OmniScript, go to all OmniScript, you can check your OmniScript. Omni, this is the OmniScript name. Okay. Now, suppose that if you open this, it will looks like this. Now, there are so many sections it is coming here. The upper section, left, middle, and the right sections. Okay. So what is the OmniScript as I have shown to you like that it is a declarative tools, means without writing code you can create the form. Right now we will create how it will work, how to capture the data from the OmniScript and through the dynamic steps. This one I will discuss all through the practical. Okay. Now coming to the part this, it will look like similar like this. Okay, this section, this upper section, left side, right side, and the middle one. I will tell you what these all sections are in this slide. So the upper part, it is saying as a OmniScript header sections. Okay, and this is the element panel, and this is the canvas area where you need to work, and this is the setup panel. Okay, there are total 4 sections is there. The header sections contain like new version. Through this new version, if you click on this new version, suppose that you are working on this current OmniScript and your teammate is also want to work on the same OmniScript, then what he will do, he will create a new version so it will not affect your work. Okay. So it will contain a new version, edit, activate, preview. These all are the button. I will discuss what all this button will do. And this is the element part. Okay, like action block, edit block. This also we will discuss. And this is the canvas area where we will implement our logic, or means we can say that UI part. And this is the setup things. This setup things is for whole OmniScript, what you will do. Okay. So coming to this part, suppose that I want to drag one text block. Okay. I want to drag it. I want to display some message. Okay. So what I will do it, I will just drag it here. Okay. Now in this text block, I will write. Now if you want to give some designing, okay, also you can do it here. You have to select and you need to give it center. If you want to give it bold, and also if you want to give the color, you can give it the color. Okay, now you can save it. Okay, so it's looked like, so this is called canvas area. Okay, where we are working, correct? Now suppose that if you want to create the new version of this OmniScript, just you click on this new version. It will create the another version, whatever the data is there. And now if you want to do any other work here, you can click it here. Means suppose that you have completed this task and your task is completed. Now another person is going to do in the another task. So suppose that I want to another drag and drop it another thing like a text block. Okay. So see here it is created a version 2. Now when you go for your OmniScript, where is that? Studio. So this OmniStudio sessions, it will open the recently version. Okay. And this is your version 1. If you want to go to the version 1, go to the version 1 from here. Here only the work which you have done, it is there. The person who has created version 2 and has done some modification, it is there in their versions. Okay, you got it? What is this new version?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so now coming to the next part, we have discussed this one, this canvas part, what canvas part is doing. Now coming to the setup panels, what these setup panels are doing. Okay, so this setup panels has something like two, in this is in the two part. One is whenever you are clicking on these components, means this step one, we have dragged one thing, and whenever you are selecting this, see some name is coming here. Okay, related to this component. Okay, related to this component, it is coming the name and whatever the text and whatever the conditional view, means when you want to show this. So this is your conditional view for this OmniScript. Okay, now if you want to go for the setups, means what I want to say, this thing is only, this all things, this text property is only for this particular component which we have dragged. Okay, now when we are clicking on this setup is for all the OmniScript. Means suppose that if you added one step 2, we have dragged one step 2 also here. Okay, so when you select this, then this text properties only work for this. Means whatever you will give the name, whatever you will give the text, whatever you will give the condition, it will work only for this component. If you want to implement certain things for this whole OmniScript, means step 1 and step 2 also, then we will go for the setups. Are you getting what I'm saying for this setups and this text block properties, or means this properties? Properties.
Yes.
Okay. So going to the setups. So setups has so many things it is there for, and whatever you will implement it, it will apply for this whole OmniScript. Means whatever the steps it is there, it will apply to the every steps. Okay. Now we will discuss one by one what is this setups. Okay. So when you going for the currency part, so currency, what it will do, it will define the currency code. Suppose that you have created one OmniScript, okay, and you have given here one input field, okay, like currency, and anyone can enter their currency in their terms. Suppose that Indian currency, they are entered in the rupees, dollar they are entering in the dollar. But what internally what I want to convert it in the particular currency. Okay, whatever they have entered it here, we need to convert it. So here I need to give the currency code. Okay. So generally it is defined the currency code means if you want to convert the entered value by the user can enter in any currency and you want to convert that in the particular currency code, particular current country currency code. In that case, we are using this currency one. Okay, got it?
Okay.
Yeah. Now coming to the reusable part. Suppose that I have created this OmniScript. Okay. And I want to use this OmniScript in another OmniScript. Okay. Like flow, subflow. Correct. So if you want to utilize this mini OmniScript in any other OmniScript, then in that case, we will click on this reusable checkbox. So reusable, mainly it is used for reusable within the other OmniScript. Okay. Now coming to this enable tracking. Okay. So this enable tracking checkbox, it is there if you want to, sorry. So enable tracking checkbox, it is coming for if you want to tracking the steps. Suppose that here two steps I have given. I have published this site and I want to check user are going to the second steps or not. Users are just clicking on the first steps and they are leaving the site or not. Okay, or they are going to the second steps also. So for that purpose, we are enabling the tracking means analytic proper purpose how the user are navigating to the script means directly. Suppose that if there is a three steps, so some persons are going to the steps one and they are skipping this step two and directly going to the step three. So that all things we are going for the enable tracking. Okay, now going for the enable search optimization. So this is just for search index how your OmniScript pages will be displayed to your sites. Okay, mean it will generally we can say like that public facing like a web form enabling SEO helps engines crawl how the content will be visible. Okay. Now enable close confirmation window. So suppose that what is happening means if you are entering anything in your form and you are directly clicking on this back button or you directly clicking on this close button. Okay, means you are directly closing this. So you will get one pop-up. Means if you have not saved this your form, then it will give the pop-up that your whatever the data if you have entered that is not saved. If you remove, means if you cut this or if you close this, your data will be lost. Okay. For that purpose, we are using enable close confirmation. Now coming to the get pick list value when the OmniScript load. So whenever you are loading that OmniScript, so there is a certain pick list field value that will be automatically loaded, okay, from the Salesforce. So for that purpose, we are using get pick list value when the OmniScript load. Now coming to the collect uses matrix. So whatever the data which you are entering, okay, means collect the data on how the OmniScript is being used. So means suppose that you are going to my sites and you are entering the data, but you are not completing the form and you are leaving the sites. So for that purpose, we are analytics, that means we are taking that they are correctly using the or not. Okay. Now coming to this part, this is also for hidden matrix. This also I will explain it in the later session. Just I'm giving the overview for this. So if suppose that this is hidden on, okay, this step is hidden on. So user is means this step is covering or not while executing the sites. Now coming to the console tab title. So define the titles of the appears on the tab Salesforce console with the OmniScript run there. Okay. So it will just basically display the names and these icons, and how the icons will look like, means whatever the OmniScript you will create now, that console icon, how it will be looks like. Now coming to this element type. So this is generally we are using, means suppose that if you are embedded any LWC component in your OmniScript and you want to send something, okay, to the OmniScript, in that case we are using this element type and the lightning wave component. Means what things you want to override, like suppose that we have the standard button and I want to override that. Okay. So for that purpose, we are using element type to LWC. I know you are not able to understand all these things, what I'm telling it right now, but it will be clear when we are using the OmniScript, and when we are using this components, means we can say that these elements when we are using, then only we can understand. I'm just giving the overview here. It is not the complete explanation, and you will not understand. I can understand it very clearly, means you will not understand that if you have not utilized this. Okay, so this part I have covered it, means the setups things, what we are doing the setups, and when you select this component, what this all things are. Now coming to this element part, also I have explained some things like there is a input field, checkbox field, this all things we have discussed. Now coming to the second thing. So just now we have created one OmniScript, okay, and we have given the messages. We are going to create one OmniScript. Now how you can preview this? How it will looks like on the UI? You can click on the preview. So generally it will look like this. Step 1, welcome to this, and this button will be appear, and the step in which steps you are, it will be navigating it here. Okay. Now here when you are seeing like that, it is coming something like node. Okay, this one I will explain you what this node and how this JavaScript notation. Okay, JavaScript object notation it is. So how it will work and how it is creating the object notations node when we create the data mapper or data raptor. Okay, now so we have little overview about the OmniStudio and why to use OmniStudio, and little overview of the OmniScript. Just OmniScript just overview we have given. It is not the detailed explanation. Now we are not completing this OmniScript and going to the data mapper. And now that data mapper we will utilize in this OmniScript. So again we will come back to the OmniScript after completing the data mapper. Okay, because this is all the bundles. We cannot complete one and we can go to the other part. We have to utilize everything in one. Okay, so first we need to understand the overview and after that we will go. Okay, so coming to the